first thing that the Lord gave me, that the Lord has given me, because he wouldn't let me write nothing down, I guess for that purpose, that I'd have to stay open to whichever way he went. So the Holy Spirit, I want to let y'all make sure y'all know who I'm talking about, which we've been studying about in women's Bible study. The Holy Spirit is unctioning me on which way I need to go to discuss being daddies for the girl and what daddy sees in you and what he desires in you. Right. The first thing that he's given me to work with is dealing with your careers. The Lord is letting me know that the things that he has called y'all to do individually, he's given you a roadmap to do it. But there are some things you got to get out the way. The first thing you got to move out the way is the doubt that came about from the things that life has brought to you. Just because, I'm just giving you what the Holy Spirit is giving me. Just because you ended up making a few mistakes, and some of your mistakes turned out to be things that changed the course in the direction you were going. You seem to feel like that means that what you had dreamed, what you had hoped, and what you had planned has now been discarded. The Lord wanted me to let you know your dreams haven't been discarded. They've only been delayed until you get your children to be a certain age. Okay? The Lord wants me to let you know that your desire to go to school, your desire to open a business, your desire to be able to be financially stable is not far-fetched, nor is it far-reaching. He's here, and he wants to do those things for you. But you have got to stop doubting that you can do it based on things that went on long ago. So one reason why you're struggling with what you got to do in your careers is because you won't forgive yourself for your mistakes. And that's the one thing that we wrestle with so much. Right. The Lord forgives us when we go to him. He throws it into the sea of forgetfulness. But it is us that regurgitates over and over again what we've done, what we should have done. We're the ones that listen to the devil tell us that it's too late, that it can't be done, that has to be cast aside. Just let you know that your dreams have not been destroyed. They've only been delayed. And yes, you have had detours, as the Holy Spirit is showing me. But a detour can still get you where? To the same destination. It just gets you there in a different way. So whereas you might have been on the 4-lane in the beginning, just because you're in a 2-lane now, still don't mean you won't get there. The next thing he deals with, he wants to deal with you understanding how allowing him to love you will teach you how to find or how to be the wife you need to be for the husband that's coming. It needs to be understood that you need to be so wrapped up in the Lord and what he wants you to be that the man that comes for you can only find you through him. He can't see you anywhere else. If he's not trusting the Lord, if he's not following the statutes, then he don't deserve you. Right. The Lord said he needs you to learn how to allow him to teach you how a man is supposed to treat you. He said, well, how am I going to allow? You allow him by praying, and you spend time with him, and let him show you what a real man is supposed to do. Right. What the Lord does is what a natural man is supposed to do. The Lord is a provider. The Lord is a protector. The Lord is a lover. The Lord is a comforter. The Lord is a confidant. The Lord is a friend. He's not someone that abuses you. He won't tear you down. He won't say negative things to you, trying to destroy your self-esteem. The Lord won't work on holding you back when you have dreams. The Lord won't tell you negative things about yourself to make you feel like you can't do it. The Lord is not a discourager. The Lord is always encouraging. And that is what you want in a spouse. When you spend time with the Lord and allow him to love on you as he so desires, then it won't be hard to discern whether or not the man that comes to you and wants your hand in marriage, whether he is really the one that you need to be with. Because you have the characteristics. The more time you spend with the Lord, the more he loves on you, the more you can look at a man and be like, you ain't gonna get it. You ain't gonna make it. I can tell you right now. Let me go on and stop you. Don't waste your time talking to me. I'm bad for that. I can see him coming a mile away. I start right then. Oh, Lord, let him find something better to do. Because I know this ain't what he wants. But here he comes. He on his way in a straight line. Why, Lord? Why? Why if you sitting him over here to be told down? Because you know I don't play no game. But they'll come. They will. They're bold enough. They're brazen enough. And you know why? Because they keep running into women who are beautiful and who have everything going for themselves. But because their self-esteem, because their self-confidence, because of past hurt, because of loneliness, they're willing to accept anything just to be able to say that they have a man in their life. And the Lord is saying, I didn't create you just to take anything. I designed you to receive the best. I give you the best. Why you don't expect him to do the same? Why would you allow him to be there and not work? I work for you every day. Why would you allow him to be with you and be with other women as well and have nothing to say? Let him leave and let me take his place. And I'll show you who you are. The next thing the Lord wants to deal with, he wants his little girls to start loving themselves holistically. He wants us to stop wearing the mask of looking like we're happy, of looking like we're pleased, of looking like everything is together. He wants that to be sincere. All right. So tonight, he's asking each one of you to go in and cut off some things. It does. It hurts. But there's some things that's got to be cut off. They got to be turned loose. They got to be turned loose in order for you to move forward. One thing he needs you to turn loose is that if you're going to worry, quit praying. That's the first thing. If you're going to worry, quit praying. Because when you worry and then you pray, and then you pray and then you worry, you're going to cancel it out. Y'all know math. Huh? When you cancel something out, you got an empty set. You end up with nothing. And that's the way it is with the Lord. The next thing is, y'all got to start trusting him. It ain't the faith that y'all having problems with. It's the trusting. He showed me that what happens is that you have the faith. You'll step out and say, I know that the Lord will do what he say he'll do. Y'all got that much. But the problem is that when it comes time to start walking, and you don't know exactly which way you're going, that's when you start talking about, oh, no, what's next? Oh, he's not going to give you no play-by-play. Oh, no. He ain't that kind of coach. he ain't going to sit there and say, now this is what's going to happen there. No, don't work like that. Because that ain't trust.
Right. That's good.
What good would it do to say that you trust someone, but then when they put a blindfold on you, you say, oh, I can't go with you. Because I don't know where you're going. That's right, you don't know where you're going. That's why you got to be willing to surrender to him. Because you got to be able to lean and depend on him. He said one thing that y'all have been doing. Y'all been turning the loose too quick when you pray. Did y'all hear me? Y'all start praying and y'all get there and y'all say, Lord, I trust you. Lord, I believe you. But then when it don't reach a certain time set, y'all quit. Y'all quit digging in. You give up. You move on. And you say, well, I guess it ain't coming. But that's not what it is. You don't listen to see what he's telling you about your situation. God cares about the smallest things that go on in your life. And I do mean the smallest. As you ladies keep moving and dealing with the Lord, he wants you to know that he has not given up on any of you. If you don't know nothing else. The only people who give up on you is folk in the natural. The Lord has not given up on you. And he will not give up on you. And you know why? Because he has so much invested. The Lord has so much deposited in each one of you. How can he give up on you? Y'all know how it is. Don't play with me. You know how many times I've done it before. I didn't do it long, but I've done it. Where you been in a relationship about 6-7 months. You do something stupid, and then what you do? I didn't put all this time. Lord, I done invested all this time. It's not about the time that you invested. It's about what you reaped when you were there. And if you ain't reaped nothing in your 6 or 7 years being with a man, you need to get it in your spirit that you about ain't gonna get nothing. Amen. I'm just telling you the truth. The Lord said me know it don't take 6-7 years for you to be able to find out that if you got something worth having. Right. They show you the signs. And when people show you who they are, trust me, believe them. The Lord said you spend too much time trying to make room for something you don't need to make room for. You got to stop casting your pearls in with swine. Y'all already know pigs don't care for nothing. That's why they like slop. You can throw them anything. They be like, oink, oink, glad to get it. You must stop casting your pearls in with swine. But in order for you to do that, you first got to realize that you're a gem. When you start realizing that you are a precious stone in the eyes of the Lord, you'll be mindful of who you let handle you. Now, y'all already know, y'all go in the jewelry store, because I am one of those same kind of people with these dreadlocks. If I don't go in there dressed just right, they're not going to pull no diamond out for me to look at and hold. They're not going to let me hold it. They'll let me look at it through the glass. But they're not going to let me hold it. Because what? I'm not looking like I can care for it the way it needs to be cared for. So why they gonna put it in my hand and be shaking in their boots as to whether I'm gonna run out the building with it? Best thing for them to do is what? We're gonna keep it in the case. They'll do this. So you like that one? Really? Or do you like this one? That's the way they'll deal with you. And that's the way you have to deal with people who don't know how to handle you.
Right. Good.
And the reason why people do, you young ladies, the way they do, I'm just telling you what the Lord's given me, is because you got to carry yourself in a certain way in order for people to respect you.
Right.
People treat you as good as you treat yourself.
Mm-hmm. Right.
When people find out that you ain't worried about how they do you any kind of way.
Yes, they will.
They talk to you any kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
They hand you any old thing. They don't worry about what they give. They don't worry about what they give you. They don't worry about how they give it to you.
Right. Right.
It's just like when someone serves you a steak. If they bring it out to you on a silver platter, and they got their asparagus and everything going, and they set it in front of you, you would, oh, I'm ready to eat. But if they take that same 10-ounce steak, and they lay it and the asparagus and the baked potato, and they put it in a garbage can lid, who ready to eat it? I'm asking who ready to eat it?
Nobody.
And that's what y'all do with y'all self. Just tell you what the Lord's telling me. That y'all are steak. Y'all are a 4-star meal. And yet you present yourself on a garbage can lid because of the way life has done you.
Wow.
There's some bags that the Lord needs y'all to drop. And I use bags as a euphemism because when Erykah Badu wrote that song, Bag Lady, and she started talking about you gonna miss your bus. You can't hardly get on the bus because of all the bags you got.
It's good.
See, the things that people have done to you, the things that people have said to you, the choices you have made that you have not forgiven yourself for, all those are bags. You got to turn that loose.
Mm-hmm.
You got to reconcile what it is and get rid of it. You got to put it in a box. And I don't care what kind of box you put it in. Because I made mine. I made all my boxes. I made me a stupid box. That's stupid. I'm not going to worry about that. That ain't my problem. I ain't got no dog in that fight box.
Right.
All day, every day. I'm through with it. These are boxes I created to get rid of the bags that were wearing me down and keeping me from being what the Lord has called me to be.
Right.
Keeping me from fulfilling the things that I desired to fulfill. Those things were in my way.
Right.
And I'm talking about everything. I had to deal with, I had a father that didn't want to be bothered. That's fine. That was his choice. In the end, I did what I needed to do. I closed that case. He died. I'm in good shape because I did what I needed to do with that. I had family members who decided they didn't want to fool with me. That's fine. I ain't mad. What did I do to them? I figured out, oh, I didn't do nothing. They just don't like me. Oh, that's their box. I'm through with that. I'm not carrying that.
It's good.
Ain't got nothing to do with that. That's on them. There are monkeys on you ladies' backs that come from other folk that you are not supposed to be carrying. I'm asking you, let that go. And there are some things, y'all, I admit, they're hard to turn loose. When you lose a loved one, sometimes that tears a hole in you. It'll tear a hole in you, and you don't know how to feel it. You don't know what to do about it. So you just say, I don't know which way I'm going. When I lost my Uncle Frank, because he died suddenly, he wasn't sick. One day he woke up, went outside, went back in the house, had a heart attack. He was gone. There was no goodbye. There was no nothing. We lived right next door to each other. He was gone. Wasn't nothing I could say. I couldn't tell him I loved him no more. And it laid on me. But I had to lay it down because I didn't understand what. He had served his time. The time we spent together was what it was supposed to be. And I can't walk around here upset, depressed, miserable, and allowing him not being in my life to stop my life. The things that go on, they color our world. We begin to look at people differently based on how people treat us. We have got to, ladies, get to a place where when people treat us bad, we've got to remember they don't treat us bad because of who we are. They treat us bad because of who they are. And what can we do to change them? Nothing. So what do we have to take out the equation? Ourselves. We got to move ourselves out the equation. The Lord told me to remind y'all, you can't save nobody. Don't do that. You can't save nobody and you can't change nobody. Yes, people can change. People can get better. But they got to want to do it. You can't make them do it for your sake. When he talks about love, and this is something that I want to make sure everybody understands. The Lord knows that every one of us in here has a lot of love to give. He understands it from the psychological standpoint of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That intimacy is a need. He created us to be lovers and to be loved in the proper way. But we have got to understand we cannot keep giving ourselves to folk who cannot appreciate who we are. We can't keep doing it. Because every time we do it, guess what we do? We're giving away a piece of ourselves that we'll never get back. We got to stop doing that. And that's what has happened. We keep chipping away, giving away pieces of ourselves. And then we wonder where all these holes come from. They come from us giving people pieces of ourselves that they walk away with. They walk away with pieces of us. What we can do is we can allow the Father to mold us, to reshape us, to put us back on the potter's wheel and put those pieces right back together again. And he'll put us through that fire and create a masterpiece that was there all along. We begin to look at ourselves in a negative way and deal with life in a negative way based on how we've been treated, based on how many times we've been dropped. But I'm here to tell you, ladies, the Lord is saying to his little girls, I'm here. Come to me. Tell me what you have need of, and I will give it to you. I will fix those broken places. I will mend your broken heart. Stop thinking that you ain't good enough. That's not why he's not there. Stop thinking that you're unworthy. That's not why he's not there. Stop trying to figure out what you need to change about yourself in order for you to get the love and to get the friendships that you need from others. Because that's not what it is. It all boils down to you wrap yourself up in the Lord and allow him to minister to you and repair those places. And everything that you're looking for. Friendship, acceptance, love, guidance, hope, faith, gentleness, and kindness will all be given unto you from the Lord. That is how you will become whole. And that is how you will know that I am Daddy's little girl. And because he loves me, I love me. Because he told us we were what? Fearfully and wonderfully made. Which means he made us to be in awe of the world to see. Ladies, anyone have anything to say? Miss Tonya?
Hush.
Kiki? Y'all don't have anything to share? This is Table Talk. Let's talk.
I missed the beginning of it, so. Yeah, thank you.
I understand if y'all don't have any questions or y'all don't have any kind of input, it's okay.
Okay, I do have a question.
Sure.
Okay. So, dealing with the relationship part, right?
Sure.
And you ended in the relationship and somebody's continually hurting, but you want to forgive the person, you know, but you know what I'm saying? That you want to be a forgiving person. You
Right.
want us to forgive people.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's just, let me see how. So you forgive the person and then they want you to give them another chance and give them another chance and give them another chance. So you just kind of, give me some input on that. It's how many times you got to forgive them. That's what I'm talking about. How many times do you got to forgive them?
Not Jesus.
Well, baby, it depends on what they're doing. Because if they're doing the same thing over, I would think if they're doing the same thing over and over, then they just gonna keep doing it because they know you're gonna forgive them.
Yeah.
When the Bible talks about you forgiving anyone, it always says you forgive them 70 times 7, which is 490 times. But see, what you're talking about with a relationship, that means the individual is making a decision to do something to keep you in a place of forgiving. So that means that you got to determine how many times are you willing to let an individual keep going over the same thing over and over, and you give them another chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think you should stay friends with those people? Stay friends with them, or just cut them off here?
Sit back.
That is determined
Not
by
in the relationship.
that depends on how the relationship is. The first thing is this: if you realize that this individual is still able to push buttons, because one thing about it, your buttons don't change.
Right.
Your button is your button.
Mm-hmm.
If they know what your buttons are and they still taking time to push them buttons, you cut them off. Because that means they don't understand that you just trying to be a friend. If they can't handle the friendship, then let that go. It can't be wishy-washy. Either they gonna be a friend or they gonna be more than a friend. And they can't handle it. If they can't handle that, then you got to let it go. Because you can't be a friend for a week and then they decide to push a button and then you all cuffing and bumping because you're like, oh, they hit the button. Oh, they done hit the button. Can't do that.
What you mean by push button?
Huh?
Like make you mad or something like that?
No, buttons. Yeah, because everybody got buttons. There's a button that make folk mad. There's
Good buttons and bad buttons. That's what she talking
Yeah,
about.
there's
Good
buttons.
When y'all
You know what
friends,
buttons
and
make
then
you
y'all
mad?
get back in a relationship and then y'all friends again.
Right. And the buttons that make you fall into their arms, that's the same button. I don't care what day of week it is, the same
Right.
button.
I just had that went over my head.
Yeah. When I say your buttons are your buttons, that means that whatever triggers you to do certain things, those things are consistent. They don't change.
Right. You're good.
Your buttons. You know what buttons got a button that'll make you catch a case. You know what I'm saying? You got a button that'll make you hang up on somebody. When somebody hit certain buttons, that's just what it is.
Right.
They don't never change. And folks who are familiar with you know those buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
That's good. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Cause like you said, when people once they show who they are to you, believe it. Cause in other words, like you said, people know what button to push and what button not to push. Okay, I know this button right here. You know, the good button. I'm just right here the bad button. People know. They know. In other
Well,
words,
people have been around you, been with you a little while, and sometimes people can discern. But if people have spent a lot of time with you, they know what'll set you off. I mean, even your friends know how to say sentences that'll make your mind go bad. Because they know what? They're close enough to you to where they can push a button.
that's good.
Like mama know my blood pressure go up every time she say, your cousin's on their way to your house. Yeah, shout out that mama. They on the way to who house? Yeah, shout out that. She didn't hit the button. She didn't hit the button because why? Oh, he like, I don't want to be bothered. She didn't hit that button. So now I got to get out my moo and get dressed. Look at that.
Just don't open the door.
That's good.
But yeah, kinfolk coming over, she know that's a button. Just don't forget, ladies, that the Lord knows what you have need of. He knows the very desires of your heart. But what he wants to make sure of that you come about these things in the right way so that you won't be damaged and you won't be set back from the things that he has in store for you. The Lord loves each and every one of you. And the plans that he has set aside for you have not changed. All he wants to know is, are you ready to go that way? Are you ready to let go of some things so that you can be filled with him and his plan and go forward?
Okay, let's, can you touch a little bit on this, for part of forgiving yourself? You know, because, you know, I did some things and, you know, I asked God to forgive me and I forgive myself, but, you know, sometimes it just be sitting back there in the back of your head and you just can't let it go.
That means you ain't forgave yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But
That's
I
why it
forgive
keeps coming
myself,
back up.
you know.
Yeah, you tell yourself, I forgive myself.
Yeah, you be saying, I forgive myself, I did wrong. Yes, the Lord forgive you, but then, you be all right for a little while, and then it just come back up in your mind.
You ain't dealt with it fully.
Yeah, one of the things that happens is that we say out loud that we forgive ourselves, but we don't work through why we did what we did. And we don't forgive ourselves, especially when we feel like other people have received a bad end of what we did. A lot of times we don't forgive ourselves because we believe we've hurt other people from what we did. And it keeps going over and over in our head. I shouldn't have done it. No, you shouldn't have done it. But it's done now. So we have to take everything as what? As an experience. You think I haven't done things that I regret doing? But I had to forgive myself in order to move forward.
Right.
Because those things will hold you back. That's one of those bags that's trying to weigh you down. The things that you used to do, or the things that you have done, you did it at that time because you were in a certain place. You got to give yourself credit that you're not that person anymore. The devil want to use it to beat you up. You've got to use it to say, I did that, but now I'm going forward. Let me give you an example.
All right.
When my father died, my uncle came to me. He gave me $200. He said, Tonya, I was a minister then. He said, Tonya, I need you to go to the store. I need you to buy Cavassier, Crown Royal, and he listed out some more stuff. And I told him I ain't going. He said, you used to go to the liquor store? I sure did. I went every Friday. I don't go now. See, if I hadn't forgave myself, he could have talked me into going to get it, because I would have said what I did used to go. It ain't gonna hurt me to go now. But I don't do that anymore.
Right, that's good.
I don't go every Friday anymore to go get no liquor. That ain't who I am. That's who I was. And you're not going to make me revert back to that. Because I done forgave myself for being a lush at that time. And I call it what it is. I got whatever I wanted every Friday and drank as much of it as I wanted to drink, and that was the end of it. Didn't matter to me who it bothered, because it wasn't their problem, it was mine. You cannot allow your past to keep tearing up your present. You cannot allow your past to keep tearing up your present. Please be mindful that whatever you've done in your past, don't let it carry over into your present.
Right.
That don't mean you don't learn from it. You do learn from it. You just don't let it beat you down in the life that you're living now.
Right.
You can't let what you used to do have you down and depressed when you ain't doing it now. You turned it loose. You beat it. You defeated it. There are some things, it's true, that you can't take back. But that's why Paul says, what? Forgetting those things that are behind me. And I press to a higher mark. You can't undo. There's no undo button in living.
Right.
There's some things I wish I could have took back. But for the most part, everything that I did has worked together for the good. Let's Kiki with this audio or video or whatever she's doing over here.
Can you touch back on the when you said when somebody died?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't just let it.
Because you got to reconcile those emotions.
And that's hard.
It is, but you got to do it in order to move forward. Because if you don't, you'll stay in that same year that you lost that person.
So is it okay? Okay, so is it okay like if you lose somebody? Cause like I lost my mom when I was 14 and my daddy when I was 16.
Okay.
So like, is it okay? Cause like sometimes I just have my moment and I just be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a whole puddle and I'm gonna sit here and cry for like 3 hours and just feel sorry for myself. Even though that ain't nothing not gonna prevent it, but like I don't know how to get over that.
Well,
Like,
first of all, you don't
I don't think I can get over it.
No, you'll
but
never
like,
get over it. You don't get over losing people that you love. You have to learn to carry them with you. Because their spirit is just as vibrant. That's why you cry like you do. Because you remember the smells. You remember what it felt like when they were there. You remember the conversations that you had. You remember how safe you felt when they were there. So yeah, you gonna feel their spirit. But you got to use that to propel you, not to let it hold you back. Because you got to remember, you are their legacy. You and your sons, your sisters and brothers, they're the legacy that was left behind. They need you to carry on. They need you to set an example of what they put in you. They need you to show that. Yes, cry. Miss your mother, miss your father. But you use that energy too to move forward. And you instill in your sons what they taught you. Whatever they taught you, whatever you learned, whatever discipline you got from them, you use that same thing to teach your sons. And you take what they taught you and you move forward, knowing every step you make, every success you have is a tribute to your mother and father. One thing that they would not ever want is for you not to live your best life. They don't want that. They want you to live your best life, trusting that they're okay. They're fine. They want you to be fine and to carry on what they left. See, the hopes and dreams that they had for you and your siblings, those things need to manifest. Because that's your tribute. That's how you honor that they were here. You honor them by being successful, by being positive and proactive, by being happy. They in no shape, form, or fashion we want you to be miserable.
I don't say I'm miserable. I just have,
No,
I
I
just have
mean,
some days
yeah,
when I just, you know,
because you missed it, because you want their
like
guidance.
it's mostly when something's going on.
You want their guidance and you want their care.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the Lord steps in at. And the Lord will send, and probably has sent, some people at different times who have cared for you and who have nurtured you to help you know that you're not alone. And the more that you deal with the Lord, the more the Lord will deal with you to show you the traits that you have of your mother, the traits that you have of your father, that you can be proud of and you can utilize to help others, to help your children, and to help yourself press forward. Well, I hope there's something that the Holy Spirit rendered today that somebody got something from. I hope that my sitting here and listening was not in vain.